Hey guys, Coach Craig Kuzma here. Doing my first live stream, so I don't know how this will go. It's saying I have a very bad connection, which I don't know why that is. I have full. Um, Now it says poor connection, very bad connection. It's going between the two. I'm gonna check to see how this looks on my other tablet. This is my first live stream. I want to try to do something different. Doesn't seem like the audio is too bad. Let me know if you guys have. Let me know if the audio is bad at all. So during this live stream, I'm just gonna maybe sketch, paint. I'm just gonna try to have some fun. Maybe show some projects of mine. I'll probably have something more planned. If you guys like this stuff, I'll probably plan something where I'm doing a live stream of some of the works I'm doing or something like that. A commission, one of my manga pages, comic pages, whatnot. I'm also not sure how to. I know I could go and look at people who are coming in, but like I said, I don't know how exactly to do that. I'll figure all this stuff out. But I'm gonna let this do its thing, let some people come in, and I'm gonna get to drawing here in a second. I'm gonna post on my Facebook page that I am doing a live stream. Oh, it says here there's 4 people watching. Hello. I hope the audio is okay. Let me know if the audio is okay. What's up? Showed a comment that showed up there on my phone here. Right now I'm streaming through my Note 5. Yeah. See if I can. I'm going to. Don't worry, I'll start drawing here in a second. I'm over here just like on my other tablet. Right now I'm on this tablet. Samsung guy that I get pretty much all my tablets from Sprint because I get to pay him off that way instead of throwing down a bunch of money at once. Let me see. People are gonna once this is uploaded to YouTube, people are gonna think I'm not even drawing for first part of it. Maybe like what the hell? Screen's blacking out there. But yeah, hopefully I can get a better setup for next time and stiff. So this is a practice page I was doing earlier. Um, it it was it's pretty fun. I tried out some painting and stuff. Oh, darn it, I can't. I'll probably post something on my Facebook here in a second. Looks like I didn't log into my Facebook on my other tablet. I don't even know my password for that, and it's on my phone. Oh. I could do it on here. I could post something on here. Post something on here. Maybe I can do some. I should draw real quick, so that way you guys at least have something to look at. So I recently made this pen. It's a really simple pen. I'll show you guys what it is, what it consists of here in a second. But I really like it. I was sketching with this technical pencil, and it's pretty much one of the default pencils, just changing the width to my liking. But I don't know. I like this pencil too, but I really like this one. The way it feels, the sketching, and I just really like it. It gets the proper amount of, even though it doesn't have a texture, a pencil texture. I'm okay with that. I really wanted one at first, and I was like, yes, and I was having fun with that other one, but I don't know. I really like the softness of this one. It gets the lights and darks exactly how I want it. It's really fun to sketch with. I'm not doing anything specific right now, just messing around, practicing. I might start sketching something, and if I can figure out how to look at these comments, probably just do it on my other tablet. Maybe I'll have you guys like say something to draw. Like I'll start drawing and then have you guys tell me to add something onto it. Saying that from an Anthony Jones live stream I was watching the other day. It was really awesome. That guy's awesome. Right now I'm trying to learn some values and how to I notice when I paint in grayscale, sometimes it's harder for me, and that just means I'm relying too much on difference of color instead of difference of actual value for the painting. So I'm gonna start trying to paint in some grayscale just to. Oh hey, all the comments just popped up. Wonder if I can look. Oh, there it goes. Shows them right there. Love your art style, man. Thanks. Thank you. What's this one? The iPad Pro? Yeah, this is the iPad Pro, Apple Pencil. This is the 12.9 inch, 128 gig, I think. Yeah. So, and this ugly glove. I didn't want to buy. I'll probably buy a professional glove or something at one point, but I just cut off a glove that I had. I've had some people that are like, "Ooh, dude, the glove ruined it for me," and I was like, "Okay." I just I made the video for my art, not for like hand modeling. So whatever. Yeah, iPad Pro. I really love this device. I mean, some of you guys may have seen my review videos, and yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff with this. This is my most recent. Here, I'll actually go over here, and this is my most recent illustration on it. It was a commission, and it was for a project called Loa. And yeah, I'm really loving the the project that I'm working on here. I also have another project I'll talk about, Brave Chevalier, which was my last video, I believe. Yeah, I have a video coming for the process of this too, so that'll be fun. Man, I'm getting some comments here. It's hard to keep up with them. What brush do you use? Specifically, like right now, or just in general? I'll take that as my most general brush. Is I go over here. You guys can barely read that. This is the downside to doing it on a phone, which my camera is also kind of a little messed up. But let me see if I can get. There we go. So the brush I use, I go to painting, and I use this medium hard brush a lot. This one, unless you're talking about this painting, I'll show the brush I did that with in a second, and it's a default brush, so you guys can get that easily if you guys are playing with the iPad Pro. So this brush, it's really nothing great. They just look at it. It doesn't have any blending to it. It's just, I believe the fade in and out that it has is based on opacity by pressure. Should be, no, taper stroke. Opacity limits max. Pressure. Opacity by pressure, is that what it is? Yeah. If I turn that down, it looks like it. Yeah. So that fade in and out is based off the opacity by pressure. I put it all the way up. So that way, if I go lighter, it's lighter, even though it's all the way at black. So this is what I paint most of um, my darker spots with. I get them in, then I can kind of mess around with it. This is more of my blending brush when I'm painting, um, or going just in general going in to do something that needs some gradation to it. And I did create this brush, and I forgot how I created this brush, but it's really this brush really isn't all that great. As you can see, it does this weird thing like that, and that's super annoying. And I that's why today I played around with this, and I let's go over to artistic. I was using wet acrylic for this. And this, whatever they did with this default brush, it's amazing. I love it because I could press really hard, gets big and nice and um, dark, and then I can slowly get lighter with gradation. And I might play around with this brush. Normally, I take their default brushes and I change the oh, what am I doing? Clicking on that. I change the source materials so that way I can keep their nice like setting for hard, their pressure sensitivity, like tricks they do with it and everything. And if I didn't want this texture, I would just, and I wanted to keep everything the feel that it gives me, I would just change these, and it would pretty much give me close to what I want. But I just started playing with around with this today. I play acrylic. This is really awesome. But I should probably look at these comments now. People are coming in and out. Prestigious. Oh man, your iPad showed up today and its screen was broken. That sounds horrible. I'm sorry. Jeez, that would have bummed me out so much. Well, I hope you can get that fixed somehow, like get compensated for it and get a new version. And of course, the uh, a new get a new one because they messed up. But hopefully, yeah, man. Oh man, then you have to wait for the new one to come. Jeez, it's ridiculous. Mm. About for Kevin. Um, yeah, I'm really liking this iPad Pro, and you're thinking about getting a Surface Pro. Well, I've heard a lot of like the Surface Pro is really good for the fact that see, I haven't actually used it. I've done a lot of research on it though. And the Surface Pro is good for the fact that I can run full-fledged softwares like Photoshop and stuff like that. Although it may lag depending on how big your file is, lag a little bit. But see, the pen experience is really, really important. I've heard that the Surface Pro has a problem with um, when you with very light pressure, and that's something that bothers me so much. If like I can barely touch this, I'm just gonna let it rest its weight on the screen, barely, not even the whole weight, and it draws. I love the fact that it's so sensitive that I barely touch the screen and it will do something. That's really important for brushes and just anything you're trying to get really technical with because I don't want to have to push down. I had that problem with my Note 3, and that's why I never drew on my Note phone, and it was really, really annoying. But I can't really tell you what to buy, but I can tell you that if you bought this one, iPad Pro, as long as you get a good amount of gigs, I would say the 128 gig, or maybe it's 32, I'm not sure. I think it's 128 gig or the 200 and something gig one. That Those two are the best variants. If you get anything below that, it's your space is going to get taken up really fast, and it's going to be like you have a powerhouse of a device with very little room, and it's going to get really annoying. But I would say it also depends on what art level you're at, because I mean, if someone's like a full on professional doing huge file works for like if you did one for a billboard or this does print quality stuff, but sometimes you just you don't have enough layers to work with because it's a restriction they do, and it it I mean if you're planning to do you can do professional looking works all day on this, and you can do print quality works too, but it really depends what stage you're at. I don't think you would regret getting the iPad Pro. Like I said, I'm doing commissions with this, and I'm doing this type of stuff, and I mean it's print quality, and um, I'm doing the best I can with it. And I've seen some people do some crazy stuff on here, so the quality of the device is really good. There's a bunch of other little factors that I may not want to get into right now, because right now I'm just kind of blabbering, but. Um, Yeah, between this and the Surface Pro, I've never used the Surface Pro. I would love to be able to use full desktop software on here, though. That would be amazing because I prefer Clip Studio or AKA Manga Studio over anything on here. But I mean, Procreate, don't get me wrong, Procreate is amazing. It's just desktop software has so much more to offer. But as for if we're talking about Surface Pro, I think from what I've seen, from some pretty big YouTubers, have talked about the pen quality is much higher when it comes to the iPad Pro. So, mm-mm-mm. Thanks, Kevin. Oh, you're probably talking about the commission drawing I showed you. Thank you. And these any of these illustrations you see, if you guys go to my Facebook page, which I should have put that in the description. I don't even know if I would be able to do that right now. Let me see. Settings, mute, enable flash. No, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to put that in the description, but it's in all the descriptions of my other videos. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see what this project's for. You'll see the link to the people who are writing the story. You can get the internet size version. You download it just from my Facebook page. But yeah, any of these works you see, you can see them on my Facebook page. I'm mostly on there. I'm also on Instagram. Um, this pencil uses a battery. Yes, it does use a battery. Excuse me. Still getting over a flu. If you guys watched my last video, I talk about that a little bit. So sorry if I cough. But yes, it plugs. I notice it has an adapter that lets you plug into the lightning port, but I've noticed it charges much faster when it's plugged in to this guy. And yeah, it's kind of an awkward setup, but literally, if you plug it in while you're just going to eat or take a shower, and you just do that most of the time when you just go to do something miscellaneous or some sort of uh, task related errands, you're gonna be good. This thing charges in, I would have to say, about half an hour. And I mean, plugging it in for 30 seconds gives you another hour of battery life, and then plugging in for 5 minutes will give you much more. So yeah, the battery life has not been an issue for me at all. Thanks. Oh, you meant an actual battery? No, it has a battery in it, but it's not like an exchangeable battery. I didn't know if that's what you're talking about or not, but hey, Sandino. Hey, fam. uh, as one of your other names was Sardino. Do you use screen protector? Yes, I do. Here, let me actually. Give me a second. Know while you can hear me. Come over here. Alright. I've been meaning to actually make a video for what I use on my iPad and stuff like that. This is the screen protector I am using. This is the same screen protector I've had since I got it. Wait, is this? Hold on, screen protector, sure. Tech armor. Actually, let me see if that is it, because this is one too. Screen protector perfection. This feels like it has 2 in it. Because I got 2 different versions. I got a normal version, and then I got a matted version. Kind of matted. I don't know if that's what it's actually is. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this first one I showed you is the one that I'm using. Scratch protection. It doesn't really say. I think this is anti-glare. Screen protection. Anyways, it's tech armor, and I can't find. I forgot what. Doesn't really say anything specific about what kind it is. I think okay. Anyways, I'm pretty sure I got an anti-glare one, because the matted ones were kind of crystal. Yeah, this one's crystal clear. Oh, probably says. Oh yeah, you guys may have picked that up. Anti-glare. There it is for you guys. So it's the Tech Armor Screen Protector, anti-glare, and I didn't want to get the matted one because I heard it wears down your tips, your pen tips pretty fast. So yeah, I got the anti-glare screen protector, and it's worked really well for me. I really like it, and I've been, yeah, it has. I'm a huge fan of really crystal clear screens, and yeah, it has a little bit of the rainbow thing you're talking about, but I'm a stickler when it comes to that crap, and I hate not having a crystal clear screen. And trust me, this screen protector, it's not bad. Not bad at all. And I actually love drawing on this screen protector. So, let me see. Oh, cool. They're getting you a replacement. All right. For oh, you may see my phone like bobbing up and down. It's because I have to click this button and show. Okay, there it is. Okay, I could just leave it like this, so I don't have to keep clicking. But yeah, that's good that they're getting you a replacement for your broken screen, because that is crap. That would suck so much. All right, so it's too expensive. Oh, the iPad Pro would be only about $400, or are you talking about the uh, the Surface Pro? But I'm not sure which one you're talking about, because I know this is around. Mine was around like 800, 900, so that kind of sucked. But I mean, I'm paying it off with my carrier, so I'm okay with that. Do you read any manga that gives you motivation to draw? Um, Honestly, this may sound a little ridiculous, but I'm still working off the motivation I got from Naruto. Like, seriously, Naruto was one of my favorite mangas of all time, and it was extremely inspirational for me. So, I loved, oh, not loved, I love Naruto, and I love watching it. I love rewatching it. But as of currently, I don't read a whole lot of manga because I don't have a whole lot of time. I've been trying to make more time for it, but mangas that I do try to read and want to keep up on right now are My Hero Academia. Um, I've been starting to read Boruto, even though it was doing that whole thing where it covered the movie, which, by the way, that movie was freaking awesome. I love that movie. Boruto, Naruto the movie, or whatever it's called. But yeah, that movie's awesome. I should sketch something while I'm talking. What else? Let me see. Uh, can't think of anything. I got a bunch of manga on my desk, which is My Hero Academia, Naruto. What else? Oh yeah, Blue Exorcist. I want to try to keep up on Blue Exorcist. There's some other mangas that I can't think of the names of them. I want to catch up on Blue Clover. Um, One Piece. One Piece is one I haven't read for a while, but I've been wanting to. There's just so much freaking chapters. I'm already past the New World and stuff, but I just need to continue. I really want to continue reading that. I also need to watch more anime, which I've been trying to do as well. I've been watching the Boruto anime, but I'm mad that it's not. It's just kind of miscellaneous crap right now. I mean, I love the first episode, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like when it's not, it's kind of like watching fillers. Not even kind of. It is watching fillers because it has nothing to do with the manga. But I mean, the animation's great, so I'm going to continue watching that. But let me just cover some of my favorite mangas. Naruto, Bakuman, Death Note, not Bakugan. I don't want to get anyone confused. Bakuman, from the creators of Death Note. So, and oh yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. I watched that as the anime though. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Watch that as the anime. So that one's I really love that one. Oh gosh, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, so good. Um, I can't even name them all right now. I'm getting a headache thinking about it. It's hot in here. I'm gonna open up a window. For the love of God. I should probably stop. I'm gonna stop reading some comments and just kind of draw for now. Um, Actually, I'll read a few more and then I'll start drawing because I haven't really drawn at all. I feel like this live stream is just me talking to you guys, which is actually really cool. I'm down with that. Um, I'll go over here for you guys who come in. Yeah, there we go. um, yeah. That's what I've heard. The Surface Pro pen does not even. I heard it doesn't touch the iPad, the Apple Pencil, and I can honestly say, I mean, I didn't work with a Cintiq or anything. I worked with Intuos, I believe it is. Yeah, Intuos Pro, one of the graphics tablets where I had to look at the screen and then draw on a tablet below me, and that shit sucked. I hate that, and the pressure sensitivity on this is not far off at all, and I am super picky about all my art preferences. I mean, I'll draw with anything really, but when it comes to me wanting to be comfortable with what I'm doing, um, I'm really picky about when it comes to purchasing something at a high price that I want to work the way I want it to work. And this is working great for someone. I'm really picky. So, mm, message retracted. Not sure what that was for. Sorry guys, I forget what I'm saying sometimes. Are you gonna draw suggestions from the chat or something? What's the theme of the stream? The stream is pretty much me just being like, Sandino, uh, regarding to Sandino's comment. This is just me trying out the stream, and yes, I am going to try to take suggestions. Let me just try to get through some of these comments. Show messages. Thanks, dude. I definitely. Yeah, and you can go and check out if you haven't used the iPad Pro. You can always go to an Apple store, and they have that. They have all the stuff there, and that's that you could try out the Apple Pencil and stuff. It's really crazy. I actually only went all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so people, mine was 900. Yeah, mine was around 900. Yeah, I was like 800, 900. I didn't remember, but mine was definitely around 900 or something. I can't exactly remember how much it was. Um, the S3, what's that? Infinite Painter. Isn't Infinite Painter like isn't that on the App Store? Are you talking about the Note 3? I'm talking about X Origin that commented that. What are you using to live stream? I'm using my Note 5 to live stream San Andino. Um, I hope the picture quality is okay. I might look at my other tablet to see how it's going right now. Yo, use some colors. Favorite anime? Ugh, that's so hard. I mean, I grew up with Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. I don't know. I would have to say anime wise. I have to say Full Metal Alchemist by a sliver of everything else that was freaking awesome out there. But Full Metal Alchemist was one of the only ones that I remember watching as the anime specifically. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, that is. Sorry for poor English, dude. It's all good. I don't mind poor English, dude. I speak English and I'm poor at English, so just found your channel. Oh, come on, stop going away. My comment section keeps on fading in and out. Just found your channel yesterday. Love the content. Oh, darn it. Now you're streaming. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I might actually try to do this more often and actually make it more productive instead of me just talking and nothing happening. I'm kind of getting upset with myself about that right now. Also, uh, X Origin, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Also, a cheapest way to compare to the Surface or Mobile Studio Pro. Oh, Mobile Studio Pro. Oh my gosh, no, that thing. If you have the money for that, you're paying for what you get. That thing is crazy. I've been watching reviews about it. Man, now that is an arm and a leg. Oh, that thing is ridiculously cool, but that thing is like $2,000, and I want to get it at some point. Galaxy Tab S3. Oh, yeah, I've seen that around. I almost thought about purchasing one for my girlfriend, but I didn't really have the money for it. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, that thing looks pretty cool. I've seen some work that people done on it, and it looks really good. I mean, of course, not like this stuff, iPad Pro and Surface Pro, but um, yeah, I mean, it gets the work done if you're trying to sketch stuff out, and you guys can use that. Let's go alternative. What's your favorite thing to draw? Sandino, why are you asking me these questions? You have me on Messenger. My favorite thing to draw. I don't know. I have to say, like on a person's body or just in general, because I really like drawing lips. I don't know why. I also like drawing hands, but they're hard as hell. Um, because I love you. uh, I also really like drawing hair, just the feeling of being like, woo, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna look at just down to the bottom of the comments. I'm down to the bottom of the comments now. I have an iPad Pro 12.9 inch and Surface Pro 4. Um, for Surface Pro 4 better. The iPad's definitely better for drawing. Yeah, yeah, that's why I've heard a lot about, and it's also really good for painting. It depends on the program you're using on here, and let me tell you, the programs on here are crazy. So, I mean, like from someone who's used Clip Studio slash Manga Studio to do hundreds of pages of manga, and or hunt over 100 pages of manga and also illustrations. This stuff is very competitive with that. It can compete with it easily. You're not going to find as many tricks and gimmicks as the other ones, like being able to, like if I were to try to select something, I wouldn't be able to. There's these grid things that you can select with in Manga Studio, and it lets you pull any of these points in order to transform your illustration. So I'd be able to pull this, and it'll make everything here warp in. This stuff doesn't have that, which kind of sucks. It does have normal transforming, where if I pull this down this way, it will only pull it in a straight line. So you can do like perspective bending, but it doesn't have as many tricks and gimmicks. From JoJojo, I don't even know what that guy looks like. I have to look it up. Okay. Well, I wasn't gonna take suggestions on who, like actual people, but more like something where I just start drawing something and you guys add on to it. Like I'm drawing some sort of dinosaur and then be like, add a bazooka, or put little people around him. That was me drinking coffee. All right. So 35 minutes in, and I'm about to start drawing. This is gonna be a horrible video for people to actually watch when it's not live. At least this way it feels like you're talking to somebody. So I'm just, God, what should I start with? I don't know. I'm just gonna start with something weird. So there's a bunch of scribbles. I'm gonna start making something out of it. This is something I like to practice my creativity with. So I'm gonna start. So far, it looks like an alien thing. I'm gonna start taking some suggestions now. Give it hair. All right, I'll start giving this thing hair. So this is kind of like its head, and this is kind of like an eye. Let's give it hair. I'm kind of baffled by that one. Give it hair. It's such a like. What if I was drawing a person? I normally don't draw them bald, but make it smoking a cigarette. Give him. Oh my gosh, Sandy, know what are you doing? Give him a real hard look. A real hard look. Right now he's looking kind of cutish. Let me. This is way off of what I normally draw. This looks like some Mega Man shit. You know, it's funny because I actually doing this is pretty fun. Streaming like this, I could talk to you guys instead of it just being me posting a video. I might do this more often if you guys like it. I mean, honestly, I've kind of given up a lot of friends and stuff, and I don't really have a whole lot of friends because I focus more on my craft and I work a lot. So this is actually really really fun. I mean, me and my girlfriend, I live with my girlfriend, so I mean I talk to her a lot about art. Me and her talk a lot, like, but even she is like, I wish we had some friends and stuff, and I mean we don't really have time to go out, never anything like that. But I mean, this stuff, this is really fun. Teeth. What are you guys doing to me? No, I'm kidding. He's complaining about drawing teeth. Get him out of here. No, what? It's my stream. Get out of here. Someone hacks into my YouTube. Yeah, that's right. Get out of here. All right. Anonymous is now on my YouTube channel. I feel so violated. Wish I had some music going. If I put music on in my other ear, I'm gonna get super distracted. So I'm probably just gonna not do that. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this teeth thing and then look at some more suggestions. But yeah, if you guys are wondering anything about like how to draw stuff, just I I'm trying to tell you guys to go check out Anthony Jones. That guy is a really awesome painter, and that guy, you'd be like, I think so much like that guy. So once I started listening to his videos, like I was like, oh, dude, this is so much validation from everything I've been thinking and saying to myself for so long. And I was like, ah, oh, this guy's got it. This guy is tight. Because someone would be like, how do I get better at anatomy? And he would be like, that's, I think you're asking the wrong question because you already know what it takes to get good at anatomy. You study it. You start doing it. The logical, the logical thing. How do I learn how to spell this word? First, you learn how it's spelled, and then you memorize it. Like, and the other question that's more appropriate is where should I start? Then that's also based on logic too, because you'd be like, where do I start? What's the best approach, maybe, or where should I start? You should start by looking at what's wrong with your anatomy and start practicing those specific things. And you'd be like, well, all my anatomy sucks. Then start simple. Start with a hip. Start learning how to draw how the neck connects to the shoulders. Start learning how to draw just an arm. You have to start somewhere. It's not how to get better because we already know practicing is how to get better. It's just you taking the steps to do it. And listen to what Anthony Jones has to say. He says it really well, and that guy's awesome. Guy is awesome. Five. Okay, I'm gonna look at some of the stuff. See, what is a grill? I don't know what I said to make you think I said grill. I'm not sure. I want a girlfriend. I don't know. You just gotta kind of wait for those things. Me and my girlfriend met all the way back in the MySpace days. So teeth. Okay, looks like one of the street sharks. Give him red eyes. KKK. Fine. Yeah, where I should start is something I always ask myself. It's one of those things where you should just, if you're asking yourself that too much and you don't actually take any initiative and action, it just won't happen. The worst thing you can do is to not start. And a lot of starting something, the procrastination is the fear of failing. That's how I feel. And you just need to start. If your shape of a head is bad, practice shapes. The best thing I can tell you to do with that is the approach. The approach is something different. So you not doing it at all is bad, but you actually taking the, you don't have to have the right approach, because no matter how much you practice something, as long as you're really thinking about it while you're practicing and put in some time, you're going to learn and you're going to get better at it. But the approach you can take is, if you have a hard time with shape, I would suggest looking at, it's always going back to the base of something. So what does the skull structure look like? Let me tell you, once I started learning how to draw a skull, you'd be like, well, I draw stylized stuff. I draw anime. It doesn't matter what a skull looks like. No, it does. It really does. It helps you know that if you were to draw a skull and you were to draw, you would figure out that this is a horrible skull, guys, by the way. Don't make fun of me. Um, if you draw a realistic skull and study them, you'll start noticing why some facial features are the way they are. And one thing I noticed, I always emphasized on when the face is turned like this, I emphasized way too much on the eyebrow. The eyebrow never stuck out as much as I did it. There are different facial features for different people, so that could actually apply. But for the majority of my characters, I made it pop out too much. When you study this stuff, you realize a lot of you need to start thinking of it more 3D, and helping you do that. Studying skulls and structures like this will help you do that. Now, if I do an overlay of this, it'll help me be able to realize if I'm drawing over this. If I had an old person, this is like skin, and this is where it sags down. Your nose would come down here, your eyes. There's a lot of, I want to go into this more in depth sometimes, so it's not like all stupid and it looks, man, this looks like crap. But from the side, it would show this better. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it helped me learn the shape, basically, learning the skull structure, because it also teaches you where the cheekbone's going to be from the side, the eye sockets, why this would be here. You think it's just the nose. It teaches you more about eyebrows and why they're there, how they're put on the face. It also helps you figure out the jaw structure. Once you start moving the head more in this direction, it really starts helping with all this sorts of stuff. Helps you and like for skinny people or older people, you know why they have that like weird thing on the side of their face that makes them look like they're sickly. Okay, I got off track. Anyways, maybe I'll do like a stream specifically revolving around this type of stuff in my practices. I'm gonna get back to what I'm doing. Delete. All right, so I got a cigarette making him look hard. Got teeth. What's he using? Looks good. Just in case, iPad Pro. If you didn't know, what's he drawing on? Marvel Iron Man. Iron Man? I'm not going to take actual requests. I'm going to take add-ons to this. I mean, if you want me to add some armor, I can do that. Oh, yeah, I know Anthony Jones. Yeah, that guy's freaking beast. Kuzumari. Yeah, just kind of, when you're thinking about what I should do and stuff for practicing, just always try to take it as logical as possible. If you think there's too much there, I have too much to do, simplify it. I mean, it's like when someone tells you to summarize a whole book, you don't know what the book's about, they don't give you a summary, it doesn't have a back panel where you can, the back page where you can read that, it doesn't have any of that. You have to read the whole book through and then tell somebody what the book's about. I don't know where I was going with that. I lost track of what I was actually gonna. Basically, you have to start somewhere. Obviously, if the book, you have to start from the beginning, but you have to start somewhere, and basically, you have to start with your base. Just something small. Just start somewhere. Start learning, and another thing is your craft. I forgot what it's called. Basically, your ability to do lines how you want them to be. So like your penmanship, that's for writing. Oh my gosh, I completely slipped my mind. But anyways, so your ability to be able to draw a good circle, doing this stuff helps you, and it seems really simple, but it helps you train your mind to know where you want to move your pencil, and it goes. You want to be able to try to learn how to draw perfect circles, draw a line here and here, or a dot there and there, and then try to quickly get it. See, mine's off. If you're inking and you're able to really do this very easily to that line, your inking's going to go a lot smoother because you'll know, like, over your sketch you'll be able to easily just, and it goes faster. um oh my gosh, I should get back to this request. This is why, see, I like Anthony Jones' setup. He has a moderator that tells him what's going on, and he can just answer it while he's drawing. He has friends. No, I'm kidding. I don't care that I don't have friends. I can draw more. Naruto. Someone said Naruto. Ghostly melody. Um. Oh, are you talking about with the iPad Pro? Oh yeah, you can add photo reference into this. You can. It's just insert image, and if you have the photo in there, you can just go to your camera roll, and you can add in an image. And if you wanted to, you could just uh, turn down the opacity, and if you wanted to trace over it, bam, you have that right there to practice. I mean, I don't trace to practice ever. I don't suggest that. Copying for practice, that's a different story. Because if you're copying for practice, of course, never ever use that for original works. You would never use that for original works. You're copying. Um, but copying something by looking at it and then drawing it, it's the same idea of trying to memorize or study something. It's teaching you how to look at something, keep it in your mind for a certain period of time for you to be able to copy it down properly. It also practices your ability to keep something in your mind and then, like, put it into your mind and then reproduce it from your mind to a piece of paper. So it helps you be able to get out something that's in your head. There's also practices I have for that too. What am I doing? I'm getting lost. But yeah, you can do this. I'm gonna stop that. Oh, by the way, this image, just in case you wanted to know, this is an image I did just recently for a competition. You can find that on my Facebook page. Well, let me see if there's any suggestions. So, practicing. Yeah. Start simple. Start with face shape. Maybe take a look at some skulls. It helps. I have a lot of skull reference that I downloaded, and also a big thing that, see, a skull is a pretty basic shape. You don't have to draw it realistic with all the shades and stuff. You want to get it down simple, because another thing is you want to learn uh, perspective, because a lot of the time um, you want to learn how to draw something simple first. If I were to draw a box and try to draw a circle in it, it you at this point you know the 3D structure, and you would know where to start doing that simplified version of the skull into this. If you learn basic shapes in perspective, it will start helping you build your 3D thought process in drawing. And yeah, there's some things you kind of just have to try to understand, and you will understand over time. Like, I I will be able to, maybe later on in other stuff, I can show you what helped me with how you're supposed to draw, like, an under part of a jaw. That is always one of the hardest things to draw, is when it's a perspective like this, and then you're trying to draw the jaw, and it looks all sorts of effed up. But I can teach you how I approached it and how I figured out how to draw it, or foreshortening for an arm, and then the hand pointing a finger or something, you know. I can always do live streams on that and everything. But for now, I should get back to the task at hand. I'm getting so distracted. This is horrible. This is extremely unproductive. But I hope I'm helping some of you guys. Paper or iPad? Honestly, I haven't drawn on paper for a while. The iPad, I prefer the iPad right now because, I mean, it's it's there. I have everything on it. really, the paper has the feeling that you can never forget. It's awesome. It's traditional. I love it. But one thing about the iPad that I don't like there's something I like about using or doing stuff traditionally is I have to go to the bathroom here in a second. Is when I'm practicing traditionally, I'll be able to save all of my progress that I've ever done. And when I do something right, I can look back if I ever forgot how to do it or something and be like, oh, that's how I approached it. In this, yes, you can do that, of course, but there's only so many small files you can save. I mean, yeah, you can save it. You can do it in like um, your notes, which I use this for sketching a lot. Um, that's my social media that I use to tag in or put in my descriptions. Um, and I can let me just go in here and draw. What? And I mean, you could do a bunch of stuff like this, but it's just still not as simple as. Oh, hey, you can go through like that. I didn't know that. You could. It's still so much more simple to just have a book full of stuff you've learned, and it helps you like be able to look back at stuff. This isn't even the book that I learned most of my stuff with. A lot of my anatomy stuff. I might actually go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll pick up that and I'll bring it over here. Even though I'm getting off track again, for the love of God. But give me just a second. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. I wonder if you guys could hear me skipping around like a pansy out there. This is the book that once I started to try to practice anatomy a lot, and I was studying like muscle shapes, how they sit on the body, hips, the hip bones, all the bones in the body. I was trying to study all that stuff. I'm gonna take a drink of coffee here. I noticed a lot of stuff looks like crap. Like that face looks like crap. I was doing all this with permanent marker because I wanted the idea that, see, this may not be good for someone who's starting out, because when you're starting out, you want to be able to erase and be like, this doesn't look right, and try to fix it. Me, I was at a stage where I knew how to do a lot of stuff already, so I wanted to be able to have the feeling of I cannot go back from the stroke. And it helped me get my strokes down to a minimum, which I need to go back to doing these practices. But this is me learning perspective mixed with anatomy. You want to know, I did a bunch of perspective stuff like this where it's closer to the ground and then I did it upward. And as you can see, I try to draw circles in there to get myself to really understand it in 3D, because all a body, like when you're trying to draw some sort of perspective, like pose in perspective, all the base is a bunch of shapes. And if you can start learning basic shapes in perspective like boxes, you could draw some in perspective with shapes of an arm in a somewhat of a box format. And it'll help you start understanding things in more of a 3D sense. But these are a lot of, I filled up almost this whole, oh, this is my other stuff. Some of my crappy traditional work. This is really horrible. Ooh, get off this. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's horrible too. Oh my god. Not the beginning of this book. Not the beginning. Not any of this. This is all. So this book's about this thick. It's really stupid. It's just it's just a normal sketchbook. Nothing special. The camera's getting all blurry now. Sorry about that, guys. Uh, but yeah, this is the end of the book, and I think I actually have like 2 pages left. Oh no, I'm on my last page on here. Well, did someone just say Naruto again? I'm over an hour now, and I haven't even. I've got to go make dinner. Not me. That was Sandino. Save the fun for me when I get back. Maybe I'll still be here when you get back. I don't know. I'm just kind of streaming away here. My phone's at 41%. I can plug it in if I have to. But yeah, this is my practice book. I started off with Sharpie in order to get a really dominant feeling for the shapes. It makes me understand the shape more because you don't have all this tiny intricate detail that your mind will make you try to go into. So the permanent marker makes me have to get that. I can't go into small details. So it's really useful for the fact that it makes you get the basic shape of something. And I was just practicing. Basically, I would look at something and learn to draw it. There's something in learning how to draw, really, like learning how to draw anatomy and a lot of other stuff, is I feel like there is a special thing called like the art of copying. And it's something that I kind of started thinking of when I started doing this. Was basically, if you learn how to copy something, if you learn how to try to copy something really well, that is, without looking at the image a bunch of times, this is learning the art of copying. And basically, the art of copying is like you being able to learn how to hold an image in your head, just glance at it and hold as much of that image in your head at once for a certain amount of time. There's been times where I would get an idea back when I had a lot of inspiration. I would get an idea in my head, and I would be able to keep it in my head for a week. Without it like disappearing, it would stay pretty much the same and then after a week, it would start kind of like going away. But so this is basically trying to teach you how to copy really well. No, you wouldn't use any of that stuff, but it's for practice. And it's the same idea as if you're looking at stuff and studying it, and you're just studying to learn how to do it, why, if you're not copying it down, you're missing a step. This is what I was doing for a long time. I always thought copying was cheating. For your own works, yes it is. That is cheating. That is horrible. It's plagiarism. Don't do that. It's only for practicing, and I can't stress that enough because I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. But I always felt ashamed trying to copy something. But what it is look at painters back in the day. How did they learn? They copied from real life. That's not, of course, they did that for actual works of theirs, which apparently it's fine to do that. But if you're just doing it for studies, to learn, then there shouldn't be a problem. You're learning from someone else's successes. And that's what copying for practicing and learning is. And it helped because once you learn how to copy something with hardly glancing, I got to the point where I would look at something and I would just be able to go and draw it, almost the whole thing, in just one glance. I started losing that again, and I need to get back to practicing it. So basically, it's practicing photographic memory. And a lot of people that have photographic memory can draw, like the ones that do draw, they can draw really well because they can remember a lot of the things that they've seen. And our mind is made to be able to see point A, point B, what's in the middle, and the mind will be able to start putting that together. And that's part of the idea of the art of copying, because you would be able to expand your mental library, which is a huge thing in concept design. You have to have a lot of stuff in your mind about shapes, designs, just like little intricate designs that go into like armor and stuff without having to do a bunch of reference. And because you may not have reference for everything. And who wants to be able to, I want to be able to sit there and draw like a badass, which I can't do and I'm not doing right now. But I want to be able to sit there and draw something really good. And having a lot of stuff in your mental library allows you to be able to mash things together instantly and also be able to be more creative. Anyways, yeah, this is a lot of my practicing stuff, practicing perspective. Anyways, enough of this hardly what you would even call a lesson. It's not a lesson because I'm not perfect. So I don't know. This is from my experience. Don't take anything what I'm saying as all end all be all or whatever it's called. This is what I've learned so far, and this is everyone has their own process, and I may have a better process a year from now, you know, but this is how I've got to the point I'm at. Let me see if I have any suggestions here. And it may sound like a broken record. I'm sorry, guys. Amazing work. Good job. Thank you, LBJ. I really like Studio Ghibli style of drawing, even though it's anime. Their line work is awesome. Yeah, no, Studio Ghibli is awesome. I love them. Drawing from life or from other artists first. I might have to check out the character designer you're talking about. I don't know that name. Yeah, okay. Well, if you have, see, okay, I am the guy that was like, I want to draw anime style. So that's all I want to draw. Like, I don't even know realism, blah, 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 all this stuff. Well, see, people who have, okay, I don't know if that's true. I'm not going to say it like that. I was going to say people who have a better, like, the natural talent, you would say. I don't want to say there's people who have natural talent, which some people do have more natural talent, but I want to say the people who do have natural talent, I think their ability to hold an image in their head or understand it better because they're seeing all these other things, it all comes together into them understanding something easier because they kind of have a photographic memory. I don't think that's completely true, but for a lot of the cases, it is. And I completely got off track from what I was actually saying. Basically, I think yes, if you have a person that you love their style, I would say copy it. I would say copy their works as studies. And see, I never knew that there was a thing called studies for painters. I never knew that. I and once I found out there was such a thing, I was like, holy moly! People copy other people's works to learn how they did it. They reproduce it for practice. I was like, wait a second. This is how some of these painters got so good. This is how painters back in the day got so good. They practiced from real life. I always thought, how'd they learn? And the answer was really simple. They practiced from real life, which real life is insanity. Like and that's probably one of the hardest things to learn from is real life because there's no strokes, there's no base, you can't see where it started from. It's just been there, and you just have to draw it. But yeah, I would say study from your favorite artist, and also you want to keep a good medium between that and learning from real life too. So if you can draw, there is a big difference between copying someone else's drawing for practice and drawing something from real life. And it's not the moral aspect of it because it's for practice. Like I've been repeating like a broken record, but it's when you're in something, when you're looking at something in real life, you do not always understand the perspective that it's in. because you're looking at it and it's not like a picture. Perspective is something we see every day, but we don't notice per se. And it's hard to look at something and just know the perspective of it. You have to really you have to think about it. At least I did. I had to be like, how is this going to work out? If I'm just looking down at something at the ground, there's going to start being a perspective to this. And it's going to start going like this. And you may not understand this right away when you're looking down at your feet or something, and you're gonna. This is why understanding boxes in perspective is extremely important at first, or just not at first, just in general. You need to learn boxes in perspective, and perspective in general, 2-point, 3-point, all of that. Once you start learning shapes and perspective, it will help you dramatically. So if there's a fence right over here, it would be going up. Oh, but that's completely wrong. You could start imagine yourself looking at it as if it was a photo. And you may be able to start seeing that everything is going to start going down through the ground into a perspective point. And this isn't always, you don't always notice this right away when you're looking at it in real life. When you're looking at it in a photo, you can see that. If you are looking at, I think, see, one of the cool things about having the Note 5 is when I want to look at something and just copy it right away to just practice, I can. And if you don't have a phone that you can draw on, bring a sketch pad with you. Notice you see a lot of people, sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. My girlfriend's at work, she's calling me on her break. She texted me on here asking if I'm live streaming. I don't have any way to text her back. I'm getting a headache. But yeah, you'll see some artists that do, like, they're on the train or something and they're doing sketches of people on the train. They're learning from real life, people around them, being able to take them, put them into a character or make them look more stylized. A lot of people do that. It also teaches you when you're going to draw like a comic or something, you notice, why does my stuff look so much more plain than everyone else's, or really stiff when it comes to backgrounds even, or just something like that. When you study from real life, you'll notice there's a bunch of tiny little things you never would have noticed before. Like grass, a freaking rapper chilling over here because people love to litter. Cracks in the sidewalk. Maybe there's not cracks. There's textures. There's little pebbles. Grass growing out from the sidewalk. Gutter over here. You'll start noticing things that are there, and you'll remember that stuff. And I think it's important to have a balance between studying from real life and from the stuff that you love. Basically, the more you intake, the more you'll learn. And there's an importance in not mindlessly studying, because if you mindlessly study, you may not remember it. The whole point is to study and try to understand at the same time. Because if you're just drawing something to draw something, it's like the idea of reading comprehensive reading. If you just read the words and don't try to comprehend what they all mean together to make that sentence and what that sentence means, then you're not getting the point. You need to try to understand why it is the way it is. That's the whole idea of comprehensive reading. You understand what you're reading. And same thing with, you understand the shape of what you're drawing and why it's like that. So that just drew a huge background on this. Hope that helped a little bit. Like I said, or not like I said on this stream, I streamed on my Facebook page the other day, and I was saying when I start going into talking about how to get better and studying, sometimes I swear I feel like some sort of hippie. I'm like, dude, you just have to understand. And that's how I feel like feel like I sound. But it's hard for me to find the exact words, um, and how how to describe what I'm thinking. I'm not very good at describing things in words. I mean, I'm good at describing enough in words, just maybe not to the depth of what I want to describe. Maybe if I knew all the words in the world, and see, this is the point where maybe I just should start reading a dictionary. Maybe I'll do that. I can say I did. That'd be pretty ridiculous. I read the dictionary. I might start doing that and let you know how it goes. Let me see if there's any comments real quick. I wanna actually be drawing here because I have hardly drawn at all on this stream. See, like right now, I'm trying to do like a design up here with the head, and if I copied more and also just studied more designs in general, like little intricate designs, I would be able to do this easily and fast. I don't have a big mental library on um, designs like this that go onto a wall or like Gothic architecture. I don't have a whole lot of mental library for that. And I'm trying to expand that. I really am. And I don't know if you guys have seen ArtStation, but that place is freaking awesome. The thing's dope. So much good stuff on there. Would you recommend drawing from? Oh, I already read that. Yeah, I would definitely say. Let me just a quick overview of that. Study from the artists you like. I would say learn the art of copying for a lot of that stuff. How they use their colors, their character designs, their eye shapes. Start small, not something huge. Um, you know, depending on what stage you're at, and yeah, you will, and don't worry about style per se. Anthony Jones has said a lot of the stuff I've thought about for a long time. And don't worry about style right away. Style is something that does come naturally. And it really did for me. I didn't force my style to come in, it just came by itself. And that's how I know that when he was saying that stuff, I was like, gosh, this guy, I think so much like this guy. And yeah, it's true. Style just comes on its own. You need to learn the bases first. If you want to become a great artist, you have to learn the crappy stuff first. It's true. You can't go from zero to hero when you don't know anything. Like, you can't, basically, one way I like to put it is I was naive and I was like, no, I don't want to learn this crap. I don't want to learn realism. I don't want to learn anatomy. I'm going to draw anime. I'm going to draw manga style. And what happened was, I learned a bunch of stuff that wasn't real, wasn't right. It wasn't drawn right. I wasn't learning it properly. My mind wasn't intaking it properly. I did not have a good base on what things were supposed to look like. And then moving, basically, know the rules before you can break them type of idea. And I didn't know the rules. And I did a lot of stuff really crappily. And I basically learned all this stuff and memorized it to one day I was like, wow, this does not look right at all. And I had to basically tear down everything I learned, and I had to build up from scratch again. And just be like, okay, I need to start questioning everything I'm doing right now in my art and ask myself, is this right? Is this actually correct? Because if you're building a building on top of a structure that wasn't built good to begin with, it's going to fall down at one point. You can't just go and keep on adding stuff on. You can, but then there's just going to be stuff that doesn't seem quite right in your art. And you're going to be like, why? So you want to have a really good base. You want to have something really good to start off with, which is what it's supposed to look like. And no, you don't have to learn realism exactly to begin with. You just have to, understand it, study it. It doesn't have to be your main art style. No, look at my stuff. I mean, it's not like that. I study from real life. It taught me how to draw old people, for the love of God. Like, I'm sure a lot of you are like, I hate drawing old people because they're hard. Yeah, studying from real life helps with that. Helps you learn how to draw old people. Studying skulls and muscles in the face helps you learn how to draw old people. Really helps you. Let me try to. I haven't drawn an old person in a little while now. Let me try to draw an old person. I know I'm doing a horrible accent. Old people, when you draw a good one, it's one of those accomplishments that you're like, yeah, I'm getting better. Like, you finally, because it's one of those things that are really hard to do. At least that's how I felt when I first drew my good old person. I was like, yay! I was like, look at me, getting better. Oh, this is actually pretty bad. Don't look at what I'm drawing right now. I'm streaming. Don't look at my art. Look away. Should probably look at some comments here in a second. Oh gosh, this looks horrible. See, I haven't drawn an old person in a while. This is why it's important to, do a quick sketch of something, like to keep it fresh in your mind. Because there's a point where you will just remember it forever. And there's been so much going in my mind lately that I haven't had time to practice this stuff and I forget very fast. Let's make him have a goofy hairdo. Now, how old is this person? This guy looks evil slash happy. I didn't want him to be evil, but whatevs, whatevs. What if you want evil grandpa on the rage here? I don't know. I need to practice this stuff. I need to get back into this. It looks like poo. Looks like poo. I'm sorry, it looks like poo, guys. I'm sure if I practice a little bit more by the third time, I would get it down. But well, get it down more. Back to relearning. Anyways, let's look at some comments real quick while I have it right here. Amazing, great job, Amari. Oh, my old man was horrible, dude. Oh, yeah. I I have that a lot. Like I'll draw something and someone be like, I'll be like, man, this is horrible, and they'll be like, no, that's awesome. How'd you do that? I'm like, what are you talking about? This looks like crap. Yeah, and that used to happen to me too. Like I'd be like, "Wow, that's so amazing," and they'd be like, "No, this looks like poop." I'm like, "How?" Like I look up to that, and trust me, I never thought in my life I would be able to draw something like this. Like I'm really happy that I finally started to get to this point, and not saying I'm amazing or anything. Like I know I have so much I want to work on. Like there's stuff in here where I look at it and I'm just like, I want to do better. This isn't even as good as I originally wanted it to be. I mean, I love it. It's great. By the way, this is a character named Ash for series I'm working on with a friend of mine named Trey McIntosh, and yeah, it's Brave Chevalier, and we're working on a pitch to send to some companies. So this is the main character for the series. Um, I just finished some storyboard pages for it. Whoa. Oh, this is the first look at it. I haven't shown anyone else but Trey. So hope you guys are excited. Excited. I'm excited. This is a double page spread that I just did a thumbnail for today. But anyways, oh, someone messaged me on my Facebook page. But yeah, I never thought I would get to the stage I am now. I really didn't ever think I would. And I mean, everyone can do it. Like, you just have to work hard at it. And let me tell you, I worked really hard, really hard for years to get to where I am now. And the satisfaction, no, I'm not perfect. I know I'm not perfect. And I know you want to always understand that you have room to improve. I'm not completely happy with this illustration. There's a lot of stuff I wish I could have done better in it. Better texturing. I wish I could have done this tree better. I wish I could have just done the shades and shadows and everything in here better. Put more grass. Got rid of these lines right here. Made it look more like a painting. Make it more look more detailed. I don't know. There's a lot of things I want to learn, and a part of me saying that stuff and about my art is because I know where I want to be, and then I know where I am, and I also always compare myself to the people that I look up to, and no, you don't always. That's not always the right answer for everybody, because if you always some people just aren't built that way. If you're always comparing yourself to people around you, um, that might cripple you. You know that some people don't like doing that because it makes them feel really insignificant compared to them. And me, I've always had the mindset that I'm like, no, I'll get better. I'll do it. I'll destroy them. Like, that's just how I'm built. That's how I run every day of my life. And I've had people that say, you want to look at your stuff and be like, no, I can do this. This looks good. And even if it doesn't look good, but that's not how I roll. I look at my stuff and I'm like, this looks like crap. You have to do better next time. But that's not always, like I've been saying, that's not always how it should go. Some people need to tell themselves, I did the best I could, which that I've actually been doing that a little bit more lately too, though. I've been saying I did the best I could. I'm going to learn from these mistakes. And I've always done that, but I used to be very hard on myself, which in the end of it, I would be so discouraged that I just wouldn't ever show my art, and I would just be like, this is crap. This is crap. And I would be so discouraged I just wouldn't want to draw after that. But what you got to learn is you got to get past that discouragement. Sometimes it ruins you to the point where you're just like, ugh, and you don't want to draw for a few days. That's bad, because then you're not going to get to the point you want to get to if you don't draw for a few days, or that time you're spending not drawing is time you could spend learning what you're doing wrong. And that's the biggest part, is you have to pinpoint what you're doing wrong, and if you can't figure it out without looking at something, then go study. That's the biggest part, is study what you're doing wrong. Don't just know that you're doing it wrong. Study and figure out why it's wrong. No, you can't find reference photos for everything. So, which I hardly ever use reference photos, by the way, only for practice. Actually, not even hardly. I just don't use reference photos. But you want to you would start off with, these eyes are completely off and I can't figure out how to fix it. Then go and figure out, you then you would want to make sure you start off with something really simple and try to remember that there's a straight line. Your eyes are going to be, you learn your symmetry, practice your symmetry. Then you got to start somewhere and figure out where your problems are. I'm repeating, I'm just repeating. Let's draw angry box man. Actually, let's draw happy box man because he looked more happy at that point. Now he's evil box man. Anyways, yeah, you just gotta start breaking it down, and you'll get there. Trust me, you'll get there. I never thought I would get to the point where I'm at, and I'm super happy that I've finally gotten to a level where people are like, "Wow, you're a professional artist." And I look at my stuff, and I still think my stuff doesn't look professional, but it's amazing that I've gotten to the point where people say that to me, and it's ridiculous because I never in a million years thought I would ever get to a point like that. And I still have hurdles I need to overcome. Huge hurdles, like getting a real publication. So, which I'm working on that now. Alright. Let's check to see if I got, let's see. Depends, iPad Pro. So you choose one something. Is taking request or doing his own thing. Oh, how much did you pay? I haven't seen any requests. If you said a request earlier, please put it. Please put it. Retype it. Be right back. The Howler. All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you back. My phone's at 18%. I need to plug this baby in. Okay, I think my phone's plugged in now. I say I think my phone's plugged in and charging now because my frickin' charger's been having some issues lately, and it just won't charge when I plug it in. But how much did? Yeah, so if you guys want to, yeah, I just started doing my own thing while talking. If you guys want to add something in, tell me to add in a fish. That fishes that are flying at him. Go ahead. Just looking at some comments here real quick, so bear with me. The most expensive is 1,200, I think. Is that are you talking Willis? Are you talking about 1,200? Is that for the iPad Pro, or is that, are you talking about something else? Kuzumari, next, can you draw a dragon wolf mix? Dragon wolf mix? Well, this is the only one I'm going to be doing for now. Maybe next time, but dragon wolf? I wouldn't even know how to go about that. I have to really work on that, huh? You ever tried drawing mech? I have. Well, not like actual mech, but are you an animator? No. I have done animations before. Are you self-taught? Yes. And in a lot of ways, one of the things Anthony Jones has touched on is he started realizing what is self-taught. Like, yeah, you could be taught something from a teacher in a way. Yeah, I guess so. Like, it's kind of like it's something you need to learn. Basically, you're running around in this forest looking for this chest, and it sometimes it's like you have to find the key, then you have to find the chest, and you have no map. A teacher, a lot of the time, what they do is they give you the key, they give you a map, and you actually can find the chest that way. Learning on your own, but at the same time, you have to take the initiative, and really a lot of it is very, very logical, and it's just studying. And, you know, is my phone actually charging? It went down to 9%. What the hell? Um, but yeah, a lot of the stuff that there is stuff that colleges wouldn't be able to, or you it would be harder for you to learn on your own though, like um, very specific design, like 3D design. It would be really good to uh, learning how to do 3D. College would be good for that. Yeah, you could learn on your own, like totally, you could do that, but um, they would be able to show you how to use the software better if you got into a good college. Um, but yeah, I'm self-taught. Mix, Dragon Wolf mix. Oh, you mostly draw. Well, see, you know how you want to put it together. I wouldn't know how to put together a Dragon Wolf, so I would have to choose what I would want to put into that Dragon Wolf. Like I might want to give him a really long neck. I don't know. I would have to figure it out. Dragon Wolf. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna draw that right now. Wolves are the best. Yeah, wolves are tight. Wolves are tight. Um, you know what? I'm gonna draw fish flying at him. Wow. Let's get rid of this box head. Get fish flying super fast at this guy. And he's gonna be like, yeah. Maybe I can have there be like water flying up. Sorry, it's kind of hard for me to moderate what's going on in the comments as well as draw. Continue to draw. So I'm sorry if I missed anyone's comments. I didn't mean to. It's a wee bit hard. I'm sorry if I did. Hopefully I'll be able to get to some of them next time. I definitely want to do another live stream. That's for sure. Like this is pretty fun. Let me know if you guys want to see me do another live stream doing other stuff. My phone is at 1% for whatever reason. I have no idea why. So this actually might cut out. Um, so weird. I don't know why it's doing this. Um, but if my phone cuts out, I'm actually sorry.